What if you had just 10 minutes a day to improve your English fluency? Would you spend those 10 minutes scrolling through vocabulary lists, memorizing grammar rules, or watching another English video? Or would you use those 10 minutes to actually train yourself to speak? If you want to become a more fluent English speaker, you don't necessarily need hours of practice every day. You need the right kind of practice. And in today's video, I'm going to show you 2 techniques that you can practice completely by yourself, even if you don't have an English speaking partner, and even if you have only 10 minutes a day. One technique will push you to speak without stopping. The other will teach you to take information you have read and turn it into your own spoken English. And the best part, you can practice both of them completely on your own. The first one is the jam technique and the second is the RRR technique. I'll explain exactly how each technique works, who should use it, how to practice it correctly, and most importantly, I'll do a live demonstration of both techniques so you can see exactly what your practice should look like. And stay tuned until the end because I'll put both techniques together and show you how you can create your own simple 10-minute daily fluency routine. So if you have 10 minutes, let's make those 10 minutes count. So let's start with the first technique, that is JAM. JAM stands for just a minute. And as the name suggests, the basic idea is very simple. You choose a topic and you speak about that topic continuously for 1 minute. That's it. But don't underestimate this simple exercise. If you're someone who understands English but struggles to speak fluently, this can be very powerful practice. Now you might be wondering why 1 minute? Why not 5 minutes? Well, when you're learning to speak, 1 minute is actually a great place to start. Because the goal is not to give a perfect speech. The goal is to train your brain to keep producing English without constantly stopping to translate, search for the perfect word, or worry about making mistakes. And that's exactly what makes JAM so useful. Now, who should practice JAM? I would say almost anyone who wants to improve their spoken English can benefit from it. But it is especially useful if you are someone who says things like, I understand English, but I can't speak. I know a lot of vocabulary, but I can't use it when I speak. I always translate from my mother tongue before speaking. Whenever someone asks me a question in English, I take too much time to answer. If you relate to any of this, you should definitely try JAM. Now let me show you how exactly to do it. First, choose a simple topic. Don't start with something complicated. You can talk about your daily routine, your favorite food, your hometown, your family, a movie you recently watched, or even something as simple as, what did I do today? You can use the help of AI or websites specially designed to generate topics for speaking practice. Once you select the topic, set a timer for 1 minute and start speaking. Your goal is to continue speaking until the timer rings. Now here's an important rule. Don't stop every time you make a mistake. Don't go back and correct every sentence. And don't try to find the most sophisticated word. If you forget a word, explain it in a different way. If you make a grammar mistake, keep going. If you don't know what to say next, describe something related to the topic. The goal is to keep the conversation, or in this case, your monologue, moving. Because remember, fluency is not about speaking without mistakes. It's about being able to keep communicating even when you don't know the perfect word or sentence. Now let me give you a live demonstration. Let's say my topic is my favorite childhood memory. I'm going to speak about it for 1 minute and I'm not going to prepare a script. I'm just going to speak naturally. Here's how I could sound. First, let me set the timer for 1 minute. Okay, my favorite childhood memory that I can recall at this moment is when I went to the movie called Anaconda. I went to the movie theater to watch Anaconda. I particularly remember this moment because watching movies in theaters was a rare treat. Unlike what happens these days, my parents wouldn't encourage any sort of entertainment because they believed it would act like a distraction and they wanted our full focus to be on studies. My dad took us to watch the movie without any prior intimation. He didn't tell us. I went along with my siblings and my dad. It was a very pleasant surprise. And I was overjoyed not only for watching the movie but also because the movie was quite popular. I enjoyed the movie and it really had some frightening scenes as well. Along with that, we also had some samosa and popcorn and chips. It was an amazing Sunday and very different from other Sundays, which would usually revolve around cleaning up and studying. Okay, that was 1 minute. Okay, well, there is one website which provides a topic and an inbuilt timer of 1 minute. It's best to practice jam. I'll leave the website link in the description box or you can watch this video. Do check it out. Well, did you notice something? I didn't use complicated English. I didn't use fancy vocabulary. And I didn't try to make every sentence perfect. I simply kept talking. And that's exactly what you should focus on when you practice jam. Now, if 1 minute feels difficult, I know initially it might. Start with 30 seconds. Gradually increase it to 1 minute. And once 1 minute feels comfortable, try 2 minutes. You can also repeat the same topic. For example, the first time you speak about your favorite memory, you may struggle. But if you speak about it again, you will probably find it easier the second time. That's because your brain is becoming faster at retrieving the words you need. Now here's another way to make jam even more powerful. Don't practice just one topic every day. Try at least 3 different topics. For example, round 1 could be my morning routine. Round 2, my best friend. Round 3, if I could travel anywhere in the world, where would I go? This forces your brain to switch topics and vocabulary. And that is much closer to what happens in a real conversation. If you want to practice your English with an AI, try Sparky. There's a special feature on Sparky which is Translate. See, as beginners, you are not able to understand English 100%, isn't it? So you would like to understand English through your native language. So Sparky provides this option of translating from your native language. It has a lot of languages like Hindi, Bengali, Malayalam, Kannada, Tamil. You can check the options by downloading the app. Okay, so it is going to translate your sentence and it is going to give you shadowing practice. It will make you say every sentence from your native language to English so that you can understand 100%. So download Sparky today. Go through all the features on Sparky and you can go through it for free. But if you want to practice it every single day, you will have to buy subscription. So check out Sparky. Link to download is in the description box. Now let's move to second technique, that is RRR. RRR stands for repeated reading with retelling. And I like this technique because it gives you something to speak about. You don't have to sit there wondering what do I talk about. Instead, you take a short piece of English, read it, understand it, and then try to express the same ideas in your own words. So, let me show you exactly how to do it. First step is to read. Choose a short paragraph, small article, or a short story in English. It could be about anything: health, travel, technology, your favorite hobby, or even a simple story. Now, when you read it for the first time, don't worry about remembering every single sentence. Just focus on reading and understanding the overall meaning. Once you're finished, read the same text one more time. This time, read a little more carefully. Pay attention to the main points, the sequence of ideas, and some useful words or phrases that you may want to use when you speak. The reason we read it twice is simple. When you're reading, you are taking information. And sometimes, especially if the text is new or slightly difficult, you may not remember everything after just reading it once, right? So reading it a second time gives you another opportunity to understand the content and remember the important points. Now close the article, just put it away. And this is where the speaking practice begins. Try to retell what you just read in your own words. Don't try to memorize the original sentences and repeat them word for word like we used to do in school. No. Instead, imagine that you're telling a friend what you just read. You can start with something like the article I just read was about, or the main idea of the article was, and then simply explain the information in your own words. Now let me show you how this works. I just read a short paragraph about the benefits of walking every day. I read it once, then I read it again. Now I'm going to just retell it in my own words. The article I just read was about the benefits of walking regularly. It explained that walking is a very simple form of exercise, but it can have several positive effects on our health. For example, walking can help us stay active and may improve our overall fitness. Another interesting point was that we don't necessarily need to spend hours exercising. Even adding a short walk to our daily routine can be a good habit. I personally think walking is one of the best and easiest ways to become more active because we don't need any special equipment. We can just go outside and simply walk. So overall, the main message of the article was that small amounts of regular physical activity can make a difference to our health. Now we have completed the RRR part, that is repeated reading with retelling. But I want to add one more step to make this practice even more effective, and that is review. Record yourself while you're retelling the text. Then listen to your recording and review your speaking. You keep asking me if I'm practicing alone, who is going to give me feedback, right? So this is how you should do it. You should give yourself feedback. Don't try to find every single mistake. That can be scary and overwhelming. Instead, focus on 3 things. First, pronunciation. Did you pronounce the words clearly? Were there any words that you struggled to pronounce? Second, grammar. Did you notice any grammar mistakes that you made repeatedly? And third is fluency. Did you pause too much? Did you get stuck while trying to find a word? Did you repeat the same word or phrase again and again? Or did you struggle to express a particular idea? For example, maybe you noticed that you used the word good 3 or 4 times because you couldn't think of another word or express the same idea, right? Or perhaps you kept saying whenever you were trying to think of the next sentence. These are the things you want to notice during your review and not every single mistake. Remember, the purpose of reviewing yourself is not to criticize yourself or become discouraged. It's to become aware of your speaking habits so that you can improve them. And if you want to take this practice one step further, you can retell the same topic one more time after reviewing, after adding your feedback. This time, try to correct the mistakes you noticed and express your ideas more clearly. So your complete practice becomes read again, retell, and then review yourself. If you have time, retell it one more time using what you just learned from the review. This way, you're not just reading English, you're reading, processing information, speaking, listening to yourself, identifying your weaknesses, and then trying to improve. And that's what makes this such a powerful speaking practice. Now you might be wondering, which one should I practice, JAM or RRR? And my answer is, why choose just one? They actually complement each other beautifully. JAM helps you become faster at speaking spontaneously. RRR helps you organize your thoughts and express ideas in your own words. JAM trains you to speak when you don't have anything prepared. RRR gives you something to think about and then asks you to express it. So if you combine the two, you get a very effective speaking practice routine. And here's the routine I recommend. You only need 10 minutes. For the first 5 minutes, do RRR. Then use the remaining 5 minutes for jam. You can easily do at least 3 topics. Speak for 1 minute on each topic and use the remaining 2 minutes to listen to your recording or repeat the topic that you found difficult. That's it. Just 10 minutes. But here's the most important thing. Don't do this expecting that you will become fluent in one day or whatever. The secret is consistency. 10 minutes today, 10 minutes tomorrow, 10 minutes the day after. Because speaking is a skill, and just like any other skill, you improve by using it regularly. So if you're serious about improving your English fluency, I want you to try this for the next 7 days at least. For 7 days, spend just 10 minutes a day practicing jam and RRR. And here's my challenge for you. On day 1, record yourself speaking. Then compare that recording with day 7. Talk about a similar topic. Compare the 2 recordings. You may be surprised by the difference. Remember, don't wait until your English is perfect to start speaking. You become fluent by speaking. You don't start speaking only after you become fluent. So start today, pick a topic, set your timer and just speak. If you found this video helpful, share it with someone who is learning English and struggling to practice speaking. And tell me in the comments, which technique are you going to try first, jam or RRR? I'll see you in the next video. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep improving.